vote, and tonight he made a stop in the Lowcountry. Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke was in Beaufort today to talk to members of the Gulllah Geechee Nation. News 2's Kelly Antonacci was there, and she is joining us now with what happened at that meeting.
And the meeting was more like a conversation. A few dozen people sitting around a table talking about pretty much everything. And people asked questions about several different issues, from climate change to helping veterans with PTSD. Beto O'Rourke's visit started with a walk around the historic Tabernacle Baptist Church.
All they need is an equal chance in the battle of life.
And a longer stop at the grave of Robert Smalls. On the far left is Reverend Hodges from the church, and on the right is Queen Quet, the head of Gulllah Geechee Nation.
Never had anyone come here to the Gulllah Geechee Nation and say, it's not just a photo opportunity. I really want to sit down with you and your people and learn what your concerns are.
And that's why the talk was closed to the public and small. O'Rourke took notes while people asked about health care and Georgia's recent governor's election.
I just had the chance last week to sit down with Stacey Abrams. She is the rightful governor of the state of Georgia, but hundreds of thousands of people were purged from the voter rolls by the same Secretary of State who ran against her.
That's an accusation the Kemp campaign denied. Right now, rising floodwaters and developers put Gulllah Geechee lands at risk. O'Rourke says they are important to him, and I asked Queen Quet if she believes that.
It's the candidate, right? So all the candidates want to do these things. The thing about being a candidate is how much support will you have and what you need to do.
As president, I want to make sure that we are up to the conversation and up to the actions that follow. But I want to make sure that we listen first and then decide on that together.
In 2 weeks, O'Rourke will debate Democratic frontrunners, and we asked him about that too. He says his preparations start at places like Beaufort by listening to people and what they want. Kelly Antonacci, WSAV News 3.